morning everyone and welcome to a new video on the channel. It is Wednesday the 11th of May 2022. It is currently 5:33 in the morning and yeah, we're going to Switzerland today and specifically to Geneva for Servette FC versus FC Lugano in the Swiss Super League. Obviously as a result of this means this video is the first time in nearly 2 years of the channel that we've been overseas for a game, and for me personally it's the first time I've been outside of the UK since June of 2019. So yeah, basically it all came as a result of EasyJet emailing me a couple of months ago saying that I had a voucher for obviously a cancelled flight from 2 years ago when the pandemic first kicked off, and I said I could use it on any of their destinations. So after having a bit of a look, I came across Geneva, and the fact that I could get back there and back well within the voucher's price range. So yeah, here I am just going for it. Yeah, let's get into this. I've got to get a train from Middlesbrough over to Manchester Airport, then yeah, flying to Switzerland from there. So let's, for the first time on this channel, go to the airport. So there's been one or two issues, obviously you've seen in the news recently about airports and sort of staff presence and that, and getting through security. I've managed, I think I arrived here 20 minutes or so ago now, maybe half an hour. I've got through it relatively easily enough. Bearing in mind as well, I was actually held up because my bag was sent for further inspection, but other than that it's been fairly smooth so far. So yeah, don't believe everything you read or see in the news. So this is of course my first flight in 3 years, but I haven't forgotten about the golden rule of being at the airport. Here's to a great trip. I guess all that's left to say is let's get that plane and I will see you in Switzerland. Well, after quite a lengthy hold up at customs, we can now finally say welcome to Switzerland. The weather here is a lot different to what it was in Manchester when we left, although to be fair, that probably is summertime weather in Manchester, isn't it? Just a bit of a pointer for you. As you probably do know, Switzerland is not a cheap country to visit at all. But Geneva, as it goes, is obviously right on the French border, so just a bit of a pointer. Hotels on the French side are considerably cheaper than on the Swiss side. Obviously, with me now being in the Schengen area, I can just walk freely between the two. So yeah, as it happens tonight, my hotel, perhaps unsurprisingly, is in France. So I'll see you when I get there and just do you a little bit of a room tour, and at that point I will preview tonight's match as well. So I'm in my hotel room. It's pretty small and basic, but an interesting enough wall there behind me. Anyway, onto the football side of all this. This is of course the Swiss Super League. It is only a 10-team league, and in that league, Servette currently sit 6th in the table. Basically, the season's as good as done. They're not going to get into Europe, but they're certainly not going to go down either. As for Lugano, they are currently 4th in the table, 6 points off of a European place with 3 games left, although young boys who are just above them do only have 2 games left. So really it is a must-win for Lugano tonight. Otherwise you'd have to say that is probably curtains for their chances of European football next season. I mean, obviously it's a new country for me. It'll be interesting to see how the match experience and atmosphere in Switzerland compares to the likes of Germany, the Netherlands, Austria that have done in previous years. I think as well, like you got to remember, in European competitions, in recent times, Swiss teams have turned English sides over, so this is certainly not a league to be underestimated by any stretch of the imagination. And in terms of how much the match ticket cost, it was 18 Swiss franc, which translates to £15.21. So for a top tier game, you really can't go wrong with that, can you? So yeah, looking forward to this tonight. Anyway, I'm just going to chill for about an hour or so, let my phone charge up a bit, and then we will head to the Stade de Genève and find out how this game will unfold. So that's a tram ride here over and done with, a bit lengthy but simple enough. The trams here remind me a little bit of the ones in Manchester. Anyway, let's head down to the stadium. So just enjoying this nice beer in the sun. This came to 5 Swiss franc, which is £4.22 in obviously UK money, which is okay to be fair. I mean, like, you could potentially even end up paying more for beers at English grounds, couldn't you? So I believe that's Lugano out to warm up. Servette appear to play in some sort of burgundy kit, which is probably no surprise judging by the colour of the seats around the stadium. So see in a few minutes, see what sort of reaction the next team's come out warm up get. So here comes Servette now out to warm up.
Tell you what, it's not a particularly big turnout. I mean, well, that end's deserted. I don't know if that's meant to be away on the wall. No, in some European countries there isn't the away day culture that you maybe get in England and Scotland, but even so, very barren here. But fair play to this lot, they were like creating quite a good atmosphere down there, to be fair. Amarov, soy sauce. Well, it's going to VAR. He's checking a possible handball here. Gotta say, when I watched it back, it did look a teensy bit contentious at least. So it'll be interesting to see what he does here. Lugano got a penalty. So weird that seeing the ball going and no noise, no cheer whatsoever. Well, of course there aren't any away fans here, so. Oh! Best chance for Servette so far. Half-time Servette 0, Lugano 1. You have to say Lugano have been the better team and probably do deserve to be leading, but the way these Servette fans have been in this first half, you'd think they were 5-0 up or something like that. I mean, absolutely outstanding, and you often get that in mainland Europe where you get organised fan groups that just never stop throughout the game, and it just makes for a great experience, because I think a lot of the time you're not really watching a game, you're watching a crowd, aren't you? And that's maybe being the case for me here. I think towards the end of the half it looked so Servette were starting to get back into the game, so it'll be interesting to see if they can go and find that all-important equaliser in the second half. Of course, Lugano are the ones that need to win to keep their European hopes alive, but we'll just wait and see. But overall, as an experience, I'm thoroughly enjoying this so far. Oh, one more thing, the VAR decision for Lugano's penalty, I've got to say I was really impressed with the referee there. Like, in the Premier League, there's this long running debate about VAR, people claiming that it's ruining the game. From what I've just seen there, I'm starting to think now it might not be VAR itself, it might just be the way it's used, because the referee there just went straight over, had a look, was pretty decisive, thought yep, that's definitely handball, gave the penalty. Like, that's straightforward. So yeah, there's food for thought for sure. If he's checked VAR for the Lugano one, he's surely got to check it for that one as well. The Servette players are adamant. He's going over to check VAR again. Total deja vu this. What's going to be? penalties given. 2 penalties given this game, both by VAR. Offside. Tell you what's the better well on top now. Better nowhere really in terms of how the second half's gone, but could prove to be a vital goal at Lugano. Not sure how much of the game these lads at the front have actually seen tonight, but they have kept on going and going and kept the crowd going, so fair play to them. Looking for diving. They've been chucked around, they're not happy with that in this stand. He's chucking VAR again. Wow. Now let's see, is he going to give it a penalty for a third time? See. He's given a penalty. Wow. Must have there are 6 minutes of added time in this game. Have they rescued something? Well, what a brilliant night of football that was. Really was good.
Full time Servette 2, Lugano 2. Where do you start with all that? That game seems to have a bit of everything in it, and eventually you'd have to say that VAR stole the show with not one, not two, but 3 penalty decisions. I think, as I said at half time, the referee sort of played it right with the Lugano one, where he's gone over, had a quick look, then not really hesitating, giving a penalty. As for the Servette 2, a few more questions probably do have to be asked. I mean, like as the video evidence has maybe shown, that all 3 definitely were penalties, and none of them he was initially going to give. So in that respect, maybe he didn't have his best game tonight, but I've got to say I was impressed by the efficiency of the VAR in that game, I think overall at night, you'd probably have to say it was a fair result. I think that's probably the end of Lugano's European hopes, but I think if Servette had lost, it would have been incredibly harsh on them. And to be fair, I'm glad they did get something out of the game. I thought the fans were absolutely exceptional there. I just never stopped from start to finish. It was quite something really, and obviously they had the pyro displays and that. It was quite the experience to say the least. Shows exactly why I've missed coming to football on the European mainland, because the fans you get are just something else, aren't they? And honestly, like, if you're watching this and you're normally the sort of person that when I do a overseas football trip doesn't usually go to Spain or Germany, I mean, that's fair enough. And you, like, of course you're gonna naturally look towards them because obviously it's the potential of seeing world-renowned stadiums, teams and fans and players, but certainly if you're looking into doing one sometime soon, and don't overlook countries like Switzerland, because although obviously not as world-renowned leagues or whatever, the fans there certainly love their football as much as the next country, and and I thought that game tonight was excellent. Definitely played in the right spirit. I mean, sometimes when you come away, like, do an overseas football trip, you sort of have it in the sort of play out every scenario about what the game is going to be like in the back of your head, because you don't want to travel. You don't do all that travelling and see a game that's absolutely nasty. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it, and I think a lot of the time with games on the continent, you're often watching a crowd, aren't you? But all the same, I think tonight really did tick all the boxes for me. I know it wasn't a particularly large turnout, but those fans at the bottom of the stand were something else. And what a great time I've had of it in the last 12 days or so, 12, 13 days since that Gateshead versus Southport game on my birthday. I mean, obviously Gateshead winning the league was just unbelievable, something I'll never ever forget. And as well, in the meantime, I've had games like the North Riding Senior Cup final. Then to round off this sort of little spell that I've had, that tonight was just an unbelievable experience, and up there among the best I've had on European trips, which took me by surprise really. I was sort of half expecting something that was like that I'd enjoy, but I didn't think I'd enjoy it as much as I actually did. And I think this video as well, I've sort of tried to make a bit different to the sort of one I'd normally do. Like, 'cause obviously it's the first time I've been overseas for a game on the channel, so I wanted to give, like, sort of showcase the Swiss matchday experience, which I thought was really good. And to say Switzerland's quite an expensive country, like, the football side of it's actually not too pricey, which is pretty good. So yeah, thoroughly enjoyed that tonight. I'd highly recommend going to a game in Switzerland to absolutely anyone. Anyway, that is that for this video. I'll be back on Saturday with Cowdenbeath versus Bonnyrigg Rosathleck in the second leg of the Scottish League 2 playoff final, although that one looks like it could be as good as done already, with Bonnyrigg leading 3-0 from the first leg. But you never know, stranger things have happened. Until then, take care. Thanks for watching this video, hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you later.